I think that it is very unclear or not intuitive for people that when you move to a leadership role within a community, an open source community, that's a servant role. That's not about grabbing and gaining power. It's not about, oh, starting from tomorrow, I'm the PTL. I'm going to tell who's merging their features into this thing, and I will favor this over that, or any kind of power like that. It's really not what the point is. And how far you get if you really are that servant leader who prioritizes the community, because at the end of the day, it really is everybody's interest that the community stays together and keeps developing and maintaining that piece of software that everybody relies on. And if people are looking at the leadership roles as a power grabbing opportunity, then the community falls apart. And then with that, the software will fall apart too. But I don't think it's trivial for someone who's never been involved in open source before.
Right. It's really
Yes,
about the
exactly.
expectation, right? Because I would say, knowing what I know about open source, is if a leader of a project behaves badly, either he won't be a leader for very much longer, or those that are in his community will leave and go form or go do another community, possibly with a fork. Now, that's because I know the way things are supposed to be run. But when you don't know how things are supposed to be run, and you don't know that that's not good behavior, but this open source thing is supposed to be the way to go, then you stay there because you assume that's the way it's supposed to go. I've seen both of those dynamics play out. And obviously, the latter one leads to ultimately a dysfunctional project that doesn't go very far, but it just takes longer.
It's interesting to see how, like from a governance perspective, these projects allow for like democracy to happen if a project team lead is misbehaving and recorrecting by allowing the rest of the team to reshift the focus of the community into the right track. Otherwise, the project, as you said, it's going to fail. But these are only things that are possible in open source and in an open community where everything is done like in a way that is inclusive of all participants. And I think that's what's so powerful about open source, that it allows and enables that to happen. And if it doesn't enable that or allow that to happen, then people are just going to go somewhere else. And we have plenty of cases of that.
Yeah. And in the end, it is all about governance, right? I mean, this is what we're really talking about, is what are the rules of engagement for collaboration, right? And what's fair, what's a level playing field, what's transparency, all of the things we talk about that are the underpinnings of those four opens, right? Those are the principles that make it all work. And again, there are certainly cases where those principles aren't adhered to. And in my experience, those projects don't last very long.
Also, the PTL doesn't really have any power to tell people what to do. They're not their direct superior. So that also helps. Sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, because you cannot tell people to do their homework.